It was clearing up, not the traditional opening up of presents going on in the Mar House in Leatherhead. Dad Dave was on his knees after the floodwater left. The ground floor disappeared under more than a foot of filthy overflow from the nearby River Mole. There was no chance of a turkey being cooked in the kitchen Christmas morning. Instead, the oven was being used to dry sodden cushions as Mum Jackie faced what is destined to be days of hard graft.
I don't think you ever think it's going to happen to you. It's come close, within inches of being in, and then subsided again. So it was a real shock to the system when it really did breach the doors yesterday.
And we were looking in the cupboards, it's like there's dirt and silt literally
leaves
everywhere.
And everything that you can imagine off the street and the bottom of the river.
Thousands face the same grim task across Surrey after some rivers reach record-breaking levels, saturating land and homes for miles. Residents in Godalming improvised to get around after the River Wey burst its banks, forcing some from their properties into emergency shelter. Fire crews face their own battles to keep people safe, breaking a strike to respond to the treacherous conditions. Teams fanned out across the county to restore services from transport to electricity, and there was a very long wait for abandoned vehicles to be recovered. The owner of this taxi had to leave it overnight after his engine cut out and water began to rise fast. Oh, it's sodden all the way through, isn't it? How far did the water go up?
Like half the seats.
Mohammed Butt had to get his passenger to safety, and he'll have no more fares this Christmas.
The customer was in my car. The emergency service advised me, take customer on my shoulder, take to safe place. I've done what they asked, advised me, and now, you can see my car is dead now.
As drivers were warned to beware of entering water they couldn't see into, one family was already counting the cost of taking that risk. We found Zara Field searching for possessions in the muddy interior of a car. Her mother had driven it into what turned out to be much, much more than a big puddle.
Water came up all around the side of the car. She couldn't get out of the car. She had to wait for the level of the water to come up. Came up over her waist, and luckily she then got out of the car and waded through to the puddle, where a police lady then helped her out.
Water levels have dropped significantly, but there's no room for complacency. A break in the bad weather may have given some families a chance to clear up, but the fear is of more rain to come later this week and the prospect of having to do all this all over again. Michelle Clifford, Sky News, Leatherhead in Surrey.